Hi. I don't know how the internet is going to be because I'm in a hotel and so it's just like real spotty Wi-Fi. So I'm going to be using pictures a lot of the time and I assume that many of you aren't going to be here. So if you are not watching this live, I will have down in the description box when the recap actually starts. I'm currently uploading pictures. So this is mostly going to be an audio video because I think at least the audio will come through loud and clear. But hello to the two of you who are in the room. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that would be awesome. And hello, Vicky Vale. All right, so I'm gonna let some more people get into the room while I continue uploading pictures, which I know when you go live and then start uploading pictures, everything slows down. So that was a mistake. 7 people in the room. You know what song is in my head? Is Big Spender. The minute you walked in the joint, I could tell you was a man of distinction, a real big spender. Good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? Oh my gosh. Hi everyone. Hi Lily. I'm glad your husband really liked the show. Hi Hard to Know. Welcome. Hi Connie. Hi. Everyone give this video a thumbs up. Hi Brenda. Yeah, I do hope that we get to meet up this weekend for sure, Brenda. I do hope. I just don't I have no idea like what this uh I see my Instagram stories. You know I loves me a margarita. Um yeah, I actually am really enjoying the Family Chantel Vicky Bell. So I didn't see the last episode, but I mean last season, but I did see a little bit of the recap when we watched episode 1 of this season. And I said, oh, Miss Lydia tried to fight Alejandro. Alejandro, Alejandro. And I was like, oh shoot, I missed so much. But yeah. Hi. Oh my God, you're up late. You're up late, Jessica, with a K. You were up late, girl. Connie, I just got here. I got here at 5:30. So I just finished unpacking everything and putting things away. It's so funny because the people at the front desk are like, "Oh, you're staying here for 11 days." And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What are you doing in Vegas?" And I tell them for work and they're like, "Oh, okay." And in my mind I'm like, what if I was just like, I just came to hang out? Like, could you imagine how much money someone can spend 11 days on the Las Vegas Strip? Like, girl, really, you should only come to Vegas for a weekend. You should do 2 nights, 3 days. That is it. Anything more than that in Vegas is like asking for shenanigans. Because you're just going to be there's so much to do here that like you literally are just going to be spending money like doing things like on the way here I saw billboards for an all-women's Motown review, 2 different Michael Jackson shows. Rod Stewart is here right now. What's that I'm Just a Girl person? Gwen Stefani is here right now. Like, girl, I would run up all the credit cards. I'm like, well, I'm here, I might as well just go see Gwen Stefani sing some songs I know. While I'm here, I might as well do this, and this. Like, girl, you can't stay here for that long. So, I mean, you can, but you run the risk of like going into debt. And then on top of that, if you are playing any kind of games in the casinos, I'm not staying in a casino, but if you play at the casinos, they bring you drinks. So after what I just had today at the bar, I'm like, oh, I'm not paying for drinks anymore. Like, when I can definitely get them for free just for sitting at a game. Okay. Yeah, girl, Lady Gaga is here. And I wanted to see Lady Gaga, but the prices, though. The prices. Oh, thank you. I did put on makeup. I was like, I'm already gonna come on super late. I need to put on makeup on. Oh my God, I have so many pictures to upload. I uploaded like 80 pictures that I took with my phone as I was like watching this episode. And so I'm not even done putting up the pictures for this episode. I'm putting them up for the first episode. So maybe when I talk about the second episode, we won't have any pictures, or I'll find them and just post them as they go, or post them as we talk about it. But so far, these two episodes I thought were very interesting. It makes me kiki and giggle because the family to me is so outrageous, especially the mother. And it is just like, they are outrageous to me. Like, it's so weird and awkward all the time with them. Is it not? Am I wrong? There's always some moment where like either Chantel or her mother are saying something slick, but like looking off to the left. Like they don't even be bold with the stuff that they say. Like it's so weird. It's just, and then when she like goes in and out of speaking Spanish, and like it is just not Chantel, Miss Karen. It's so weird to me. Hi, Shanti. I make friends with people who work for casinos on the strip, and they go, oh, listen, if any of your friends who from work for MGM gives you some tickets and you want to give those tickets to me, girl, I mean, do what you got to do. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, there is a celebrity in the room. There is a fellow YouTuber who has just entered the space. She is somebody that my sister watches. She is somebody that was recommended to me recently to watch, and I have like peeped some of her stuff here and now and then again. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you Miss Sass Scales? Okay, she's a sassy lady here on the internet. She does recaps of 90 Day Fiance, Love After Lockup, and other recaps. And different take than me, you know, different voice, different vibe, but it's still a whole vibe. So if you guys want to go over to Sass's channel and check her out, give her videos a thumbs up, make a comment, tell them that Wah sent you, then that would be great. You know what I'm saying? How are you doing, Sass? I hope you're well, hun. Thanks for watching. I gotta put my shit on do not disturb, because all of a sudden my brother at 10 p.m. I mean at 9 p.m. is like, Wahima, look at this. Like, what? Look at this, Wahima. Let me just text message you over and over again. Yeah. Yes, Jessica with a K. Yes. Yes. It is she's like, Pedro, and I just don't think it's right. Your mom can, I mean, if they want to stay in a crate, then they could just stay in a crate. It's like, it's almost like this person wants to have emotions and this person wants to emote those emotions, but like years and years of child, like, uh, not therapy, not brainwashing, but like it's almost like when she was a child, she used to emote, and then like Karen beat it out of her. Like they're just like, we don't emote in this family. And so then you get people like Winter who wants to emote, and it's just like they can't. They none of them have voices. But even Karen, because like she'll just like say something random like, "You better work, bitch," as they say, and you're just like, Miss Karen, why did you just say that? Why did you just say you better work, bitch? Like, why did you say that? Everyone's saying that it's extremely scripted, and here's the truth: it's reality TV. It's all scripted. Like, really, I mean, it's heavily produced, 100%, but it needs to be, because otherwise, like, the editors would have a hell of a time putting something together. They have to say, okay, Chantel and Pedro, what are you guys going to do today? And then Chantel's like, I don't really know. Or maybe she's just like awkward. Here's the truth: Chantel has gotten better in front of the cameras. Watching this season, she has gotten so much better over the seasons. Thanks, Sass. Thanks, Sass. You're girl. Listen, it's a sisterhood here. It's a brotherhood. It's a sisterhood here. And I just am like, there is just such an idea of like a polish put on things and like the right way to do things. And I could definitely see like Winter not being comfortable in that environment. Like all four of the kids have some kind of problem. Like Royal is weird, right? Like him being weird and him getting so upset with the family about Antoinette. And then the fact that like Karen has a problem with everyone's significant other. Everyone's. Like that's not normal. Okay? It is like season 1 is, Pedro and Chantel, and like the 4 seasons prior to that of the 90 Day Fiancé France guys is all about Pedro being the worst and how his family is trying to harvest the American dollar and just a bunch of xenophobic like black on black crime type shit. And then season 2 of the Family Chantel, it's all about like, let's shit on Royal, let's figure out about Antoinette and or whatever, and how she's using Royal. Like Royal is a grown-ass man, Chantel. If he wants to get used by this person from the Philippines, like let him go ahead and get used. And then Antoinette was like, Royal, you told me that Chantel is stupid. Like, I mean, Antoinette blew up the whole, like, I mean, listen, how do you feel? You This season we find out that Chantel has spent 12 years trying to get her bachelor's. That she started school in 2009 and she is 30 years old and she's just finished school. And it's like the running joke of the first 2 episodes. So I'm like, yeah, Royal thinks Chantel is an idiot. like like it is just, it's too much. Like it's too much. It's just too much. They go to the Philippines and act a whole fool. I had to stop watching it. When they got to the Philippines and Royal got so upset with the producer that he was like ready to fight, I was like, what even pushed this? Which leads me to believe that they are all like somehow emotionally repressed. Like they're unable to, and I'm honestly not saying that Miss Karen or what's his name? Anthony, Ron, what's the dad's name? I don't even know his name. I don't know this man's name. What's his name? Who knows? But anyways, like the fact is those two don't really emote. Those two don't like, so none of the kids I'm assuming were taught how to express themselves. So now you have 4 kids who like, there's no reason for Winter to be with Ja. There's no reason for Winter to be with Ja. You guys, Ja seems like the type of hotep individual that snatches up somebody who he can clearly see has kind of low, like, because the truth is like Ja isn't even on like any kind of like pedestal, or he don't even talk very much, and for someone to have the opinions that he does and the ideas that he does leads me to either believe that A, he's searching for something to like grasp on and call his own, or B, he's just like a sneaky silent manipulator. Because to me it's very clear that Winter has low self-esteem, and this person lied to her about a whole child that he had, an entire person that he was in custody battles with or some bullshit, and she was living with him, taking care of his other child. Like at age 26, she's been with this man since she was 17. He tried to propose to her when she was 19. And now now the family thinks that she's being brainwashed by him. And I don't think she's being brainwashed by him. I just think that she's following along with his harebrained schemes. So anyways, like we'll get into it a little bit more. But like I'm like, this family isn't as nuclear as they would like to be. There are some deep-rooted issues. And whenever, and then she's like, "Oh, y'all need to go to therapy." I'm like, all of your children need to go to therapy, and all of them need to learn how to emote and talk to each other, because when it comes time to confronting each other, it always comes out in a fight. Like, Winter's been the only person who's been like, "Chantel, I just feel like I'm your fat sister, and I'm tired of being your fat sister." And Chantel's like, "What?" Like, girl, you know what your sister is saying. Like, look at you and look at her, both from the same gene pool, completely different. So, like, let Winter have her moment. Let her have the man that she loves. It's just a lot of like, it's a lot going on. Am I done even doing the pictures, girl? I stopped so I can go rant and rave about what's going on. But anyways, I support Black people on TLC, so I'm supporting their show and I'm supporting them, and I want to and hope that they get bigger. You know what I'm saying? Again, support Black people on TV. And River gonna try to come out here and be like, "Oh, it's none of your business." I'm like, damn right, River, don't tell your mother what's going on in your life. Absolutely not. It's so weird that they recognize that the family's toxic to a certain extent, but they still participate in it. Like, everybody has had their significant other shitted on, and they still shit on each other's significant other. And you would think that at some point it'd be like, you know what? Well, I don't want my family to talk about my significant other the way that we've been talking about Pedro, so let me be nicer to Pedro or something. But no, as soon as Chantel got the opportunity to blow up her sister's life, she 100% did it. Like, didn't even pull the girl aside and say we're about to do whatever, nothing. Just blew up her whole entire shit talking about Ja has a second kid and he didn't tell you. Like, how does that make Winter feel? Like, she got the okey doke from both sides. Anyways, let's jump into this. Oh, absolutely sass. River Red not saying nothing, especially because it looks like this woman is old. This person he's dating looks older than him, like a lot older than him. I think River's 23 years old. Girl, that girl looks like she's older than me. Do I even have a picture of her? Did I take a picture of her? Let's just throw it up real quick. I know this is in episode 2, but like, mama, wait, let me find it. Girl, I said, whose teen mom is this? She looked like, look at this person. Excuse me? This person is not River's age. This person is a good-looking 35-year-old. Like, all right, you guys, let's jump right into this episode. I'm done with episode 1. So, hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of The Family Chantel season 3, episode 1 and 2. Okay, let's jump right into this episode and let's start in the beginning, where we talk about Pedro and his new car, Betsy. Apparently, Pedro has taken the driver's test like 4 or 5 times. Like, girl, hi, Jana. Like, like, I was like really shocked. Anyway, so he finally has a car, thank God. So it's not just scenes of Chantel sitting super close to the steering wheel with her glasses on, driving them to and fro. So he's got this car. The car's name is Betsy. And so their very first scene in episode 1 is Chantel with her tetas out, girl, and in a like cut off shorts, looking sexy, washing the car. So she's in the house taking the hose down from their apartment to the parking area so that they can wash the car. And all I'm thinking is what if they wet the car next to them? And so then she's like, "Oh, I spilled water." And he goes up there to go help her. And then he's like, "Oh," she's like, "I'm just kidding." And he's like, "Oh, you're just kidding." And I said, "Pedro, why are you so skinny?" Now, I'm not trying to body shame Pedro at all. I just want to know what happened. It looks like he is like on some kind of diet and is trying to like bulk up, but like he's lost so much weight. And I'm like, you didn't need to lose any weight. Like, I liked him buff and thickums, but not my man, not my body, not going to judge him. I'm just saying Pedro lost weight. He's the only person in the year of 2020 to have lost weight that I know of. Chantel is looking so pretty. I loved her eyeliner. Like whoever's doing her makeup for this season is doing a great job. But I will say that this picture definitely is the soul of Chantel. Like awkward smile, looking at you awkwardly, and you're just like, why is this person who looks like they should have all the confidence in the world not confident? So then they talk about the fact that she has graduated from school and that they are going to have a graduation party for her, and his response is finally Pinky. So they're washing the car, and look at this scene of her, like, washing the car or whatever. And she's like, oh, Pedro takes care of this car more than he does me. And why didn't you name the car Pinky? Because I named my car after you. And I was just like, girl, who wrote this script? Because this is not interesting conversation. Okay. So he's also trying to figure out like what's going on with how much money she's going to eventually start making. And he's kind of like calculated in his brain, and everyone's just kind of making fun of Chantel because it's taken her 12 years to get a BA. I mean, usually it takes people 12 years to get their PhD. So whatever it is that Chantel does after this, I hope that she does go on the neo. She's on the neurology floor. Like she's going to start off in one position and then she's going to move to another position somewhere. But I'm just like that. Listen, like I am just like Chantel is just like me and Pedro. Girl, what is happening? What is happening? Hi, Graciela. Welcome to the room, JW. Okay, let's keep it moving. And then we have the next scene, and girl, we don't know what's going on. Okay, it's like Bandit is out. Someone has let mama out and she's decided that she's not going to drive herself. Like maybe she's at the age now where she's like, I don't drive at night. Unless Ronald drives me, I don't drive. I don't know his name, but I'm going to call him Ronald because I don't know that man's name. Is it Anthony? Who knows what the father's name is? So she gets herself an Uber and we're like, where is she going in the dead of night? Okay, it is dark outside and it might be 7 p.m. But for us watching it, it looks like she's sneaking off in the middle of the night into somebody's minivan. And we see her, she's got this Village People hat on. And I said, who told Miss Karen about this hat? Who said, get Karen, girl, get that hat. It looks good. But I also feel like Karen's one of those people who don't take anybody else's advice. Like if she likes it, she's going to wear it. So she's got on an electric blue leather jacket. Okay. And I would not be surprised if she has the exact same one in pink or yellow. She has an electric blue leather coat on and a Village People leather hat and then a sparkly mask, and she's going to go over to Royal's house because Royal is not answering her phone calls. And I said, in what disrespectful Black mama world is this man not going to even text his mother back and be like, I don't want to talk to you? I mean, they already know that he wants space. It's been 3 months though. And so she shows up at their house and girl, they don't answer that door. Not at all. So she's outside calling them, yelling for them. And, she showed up with a whole camera crew and we already know how Royal feels. So Royal then calls her, but there seems to be no lights on in the house. Royal calls her and it's just like, what are you doing here? What do you want? And I was like, Royal sounds like, now listen, I'm not saying that Royal is not right to feel the way he feels or right to feel any kind of animosity about her. But what I'm saying is that this boy, this grown man, is like, what do you want, mom? He sounds like a white kid. I'm just gonna say it. He sounds like, I said, is this your little black son talking to you, this Karen? You gonna need to go on ahead. You gonna need to go on ahead and teach this boy how to talk to you because he is not, this is very awkward for me. What do you want, mom? And she's like, "Well, Royal, I haven't seen you in a while." And she's like, "Can we take off these mics?" And finally she takes off the mics. And I was like, "Okay, there you go, Miss Karen. There you go." So she takes off the mic and she has a conversation with him, and she comes back and she basically says that he doesn't want to talk right now, that he needs more time because of everything that happened in the Philippines, but she still low key throws him under the bus for spice, for, editing spice. And it's just like, I'm very concerned with what's going on. I feel like Antoinette is embarrassed about what happened in the Philippines. She told me she was embarrassed about it. She's concerned, and her and Royal just really need to work out whatever they're going through. And I'm like, 3 months is a long time. Like, at some point there needs to be some conversation. And I just feel like Royal's like, I'm not messing with y'all while the camera crews around. I'm not going on this camera again. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. And so Chantel is like, I'm not talking to Royal either because I don't want to get involved. Basically, Chantel wants Royal to like her again, and she wants to be close to him again. So she's just not going to talk about him at all. She's just like, I'm not getting involved. And I just was like, yeah, this feels very weird. It just feels very weird, this whole situation. Sass says, "Child, he didn't even give her water for the long journey, girl." Here's my thing: is if your mother shows up on your doorstep, and there is something about it that was like, "Oof, you guys didn't even answer the door. You didn't even like come down to see your mom. Like, you're really mad. Like, you're like, I'm never gonna talk to my family again, mad," which is so crazy. Such an interesting like thing, I don't know. Let me try to look and see what you guys are saying. Mother should not be suggesting his wife is a hooker slash player. Yeah. Like, the way they handled Anjanette was so jacked up. 100% the wrong thing to do. However, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like conversation should have been had. If your mom shows up at your doorstep and she's mic'd up and all the cameras, yeah, and you're not going to answer LOL, especially if she is, yeah. But I'm saying, like, the way it made it seem is like this mother is knocking on the door and she's not going to answer. Like, he's just like, no, I'm not dealing with it. Ah, ah. She better not show up unannounced. That's a big no-no. Oh, wow. What's it? I just listen. I'm not gonna listen. One of the main reasons why I would never go on a reality show is because I'm not gonna have any my parents looking crazy in the wind. Like, I'm just not going to. Like, so I'm like, listen, we better not do this because y'all gonna be looking crazy, and then I'm gonna have to defend you, and then I'm gonna be mad because you are crazy, but then I'm gonna have to defend the crazy on national TV because I don't want you guys to be out there with your butts out. So, oh, Coley 2020, who I've never seen in my life, says they are toxic. He's not wrong to cut them out. It's called boundaries. I guarantee he's already told her leave us alone. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. It feels a little disrespectful. It feels a little disrespectful. If I don't answer my phone, my parents think I've been killed not to answer the door. I just think, yeah, he could have said something to her like, "Hey, mom, I see you're calling me, but I'm still not ready." That's all I would have taken. I don't know. Two wrongs don't make a right, is what I'm saying. So let's move on. So after, like, Rhythm Nation, YMCA, the Village People slash like the Gestapo leaves the house, she ends up the next day going to buy decorations for Chantel's graduation party. And well, here's the one thing I do like about this family is that they are always ready to celebrate people's things. They're just ready to celebrate. And Karen supports her kids. So they threw her a graduation party and she wore that hat again. And then she wore another leather jacket, but this time with a yellow top. And she loves a gold glitter lid. Okay. But her makeup is looking so much better this season. And her wigs, exponentially better. I mean, Miss Karen is looking really good with the wigs. Remember the wigs of the first season? Oh, it was like, oh. I'm like, y'all are in Atlanta. There is no reason for any black woman in Atlanta to not be on any TV show with her hair not laid. There are hairdressers and hair people. You just throw a stone and there's a gay man with a fucking flat iron ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what the problem is. So anyways, River and Winter are having a good little kiki about how long it's taken Chantel to graduate from college. And her and Karen again go shopping for decorations because they're going to do like a car drive through type of situation where they like put balloons and dress up the car, and then they drive past a podium and someone calls a name and you drive by. So her husband and her parents are in the car there to celebrate. And then later on that evening, they end up having a party at the parents' house, or a little gathering at the parents' house. It's outside. So I imagine that COVID measures are still in place. And then we've got a scene with Pedro, who, look at his whole camera setup. Look at this boy's camera setup. He's got a Canon and a webcam, like with his computers. And he's like, how much you gonna make, Pinky? Like 75, like $80,000. Whoo, he's so excited about it because he's like, first it makes it seem like he's excited about it because he wants his opportunity to go to school. But then, like, I don't know. It just feels like he just wants it so that maybe the financial burden, some of it comes off of him. He's working at a warehouse, and they say that he's pretty content working at said warehouse. That he's not, like, he's comfortable. Like, he's like, why would I ever leave? Like, I'm fine working there. And I'm like, well, because you can only ever make so much, unless it's one of those companies where it's easier for you to move up and you're comfortable here and this is your first job, and like, why look for anything else? But I'm like, otherwise, like, you just want to stay making 16, 15 an hour. I don't know how much he makes, but I'm just saying, like that's exactly what it feels like. Hi, Dolores. Welcome. Is it Dolores that just came to the room with everyone saying hi to? Yeah, Doris. Sorry. Hi, Doris. Welcome to the room. Oh my God, wow. I just realized that now I'm pissed at Pedro. So yeah, like, he just is content with whatever, but I strongly feel like Pedro must be making money as a gamer. And I think the storyline of him not having a career is kind of trumped up. Like, maybe he doesn't have a career, but he definitely makes money. This man has two webcams and two big screens and a seat to do it. Like, I just imagine that Pedro's making a decent amount being a gamer. And that's like a full career at this point. If he has sponsors, I mean, they have their cameos, they have the show, which is exclusively theirs. They have, and I'm pretty sure that they have like redone their contract every season that they get, right? And doing us recapping, like me and Sass and other people, and Geo recapping this show is only helping to kind of promote them, and then the other people who talk about them in the podcasting world. So I don't know if I believe the storyline as much as they're spinning it to me, but that's fine. I mean, if they want to make it seem like Pedro's kind of just like doesn't have a career and doesn't really know what he's doing. So yeah, anyways, she's like, well, I don't think you understand how much I'm going to be make entry level. And he's just like really excited about the fact that, finally she's out of school and they can do whatever. But I do agree, if he really only works at the warehouse and that's it, he is going to have to figure something out. Like, he's been in this country for what, 4 or 5 years now. So I'm going to give him another year to get into school, to get a career and figure it out. He doesn't have his citizenship yet, so that could be something that's holding him back from like fully realizing what he wants to do. So I don't know, just all depends on when everything comes together. And he's been having so much drama with her family, like who can go to school, who can concentrate on that stuff. So next segment, we pop over to the Dominican Republic and we have a scene where we meet the sister. And We talk about the fact that she got stuck in Nueva York because she came during COVID and then couldn't leave. And one of the storylines is like, oh, she left Lydia all alone in the DR. And I was like, Lydia's a grown ass woman who had two kids, like, had a whole traumatic situation with her baby daddy. Turns out he had a whole other family and then just ditched her and left her with two kids. Lydia will be fine by herself for 3 months in the Dominican Republic. Okay. She's in her own país. She's good. Another storyline for them is that she's in a fight with Alejandro because when they lived together for those 3 months, they didn't get along as well as she thought they would because they both don't know how to emote or how to handle stress. One, two, she wants to get a boob job and he doesn't want her to get one because he doesn't like it. And I was like, okay, this whole sexist storyline is great because Pedro, Lydia, and Nicole are all like, it's not his body. It's not his choice. And I said, you better say it. Say it one more time for the people in the back. It is not his body and it is not his choice. And then her shady friend, Coraima, is like, oh, you know what? I really do think that Nicole should get the boob job because she needs it. Girl, because she needs it. I mean, I know she has two little mosquito bites, but like because she needs it. It's so funny. Oh, Miss Sugar Brown, hi, welcome to the room. I'm an occasional Family Chantel viewer, but hearing the other siblings' names, I've always wondered. Ooh, a lot of comments. I've always wondered how they have Winter, River, other sisters' natural names, right? And then Chantel. Girl, Chantel is not her name. Her name is Sea Air. Okay, her name is Sea Air. Oh, somebody put it. Chantel's name is Sea Air. Her name is Sea Air Chantel Everett, is what that child's name is. Oh, Chantel Lane. Huh. Shady boots, shady boots. Sea Air sounds less pretentious. Yeah. So it's Royal. Who knows what his middle name is? It's Sea Air, it's Winter, and it's River. So interesting. Such an interesting choice. Okay, what was I saying? Let's get back to the pictures. Okay. So she's with her friend Coraima and they're on their way to the doctor to get like a consultation. And she's all excited. She's gonna pay her own money. She's gonna do what she gotta do, and she'll get her boob jobs. And I say all power to her, especially like Dominican Republic. People fly to the DR all the time to get body stuff done. So I'm assuming that it's all good in the hood in the DR. They are like professional over there. What's this picture say? Oh, so then Chantel is talking about how they're gonna have the party at her mom's house, and she's like, I don't know why I keep saying that. Why I keep saying my mom's house instead of my parents' house. And then they're just like, because your mama, she wear the pants, Chantel. And Chantel is just like, hmm. And he's like, no, for real. You know, she's like there with the whip, Chantel, like, psh. Look at Chantel's face. Like, Chantel is so awkward. Like, she doesn't just want to admit that her father is a whole simp and that her mother is the one who wears the pants and runs that house. Like, it's obvious. It's obvious and evident to every party involved. Like, it seems like he's very conservative and he's very much like there's a right way to do things and there's the wrong way to do things. But for the most part, he don't get up in the mess. You know, he's just a sounding board and a supporter of Karen. Like, I think he was just like, this pretty lady wanted me, and so now I'm with the pretty lady. And I don't care. Like, between the both of them, I feel like they're both very, very simple middle America type folk. Like, and most of us are, okay? But it is very evident that these two just, I mean, like, I feel like Karen just be saying stuff, and Ron Anthony, or whatever his name is, just be like, mm-hmm. Or he doesn't say anything because he doesn't know. He goes to work and comes home and gives her the check. Like, that's what it is. So they're at the house and, Dad's got his full-on grill master. Look at all the accoutrement in his pockets of his outfit. Look at that. He's got like one of the grill scrapers. Looks like he's got some tongs in there. And Miss Karen is standing next to her with a leather skirt on. She got a leather skirt on, and then we have Roy River who's there. And the kids walk up, and she's like, "Hola, mi hija, y mi hijo," and I was just like, "Please stop speaking Spanish, ma'am. Please stop." Who said Earth, Wind, and Fire? Oh, Earth, Wind, and I heard saw Earth, Wind, and Fire, River, Winter, Sierra. Um, what's the dad's name? I don't know what the dad's name is. I mean, listen, River, when he does do something with the hair, it turns out like this. And then we have to look at this hairstyle. Like it's either it's either sideshow Bob or it's light skinned Miss Seeley. Like there's no in between. I mean, I think one time I saw him with some cornrows and I was just like, oh, oh. It's just no in between. It's like, again, sideshow Bob or light skinned Miss Seeley. Those are the only looks that this boy has. So they sit around outside and they're wondering if Winter is going to show up. And if Winter shows up, is Ja coming with her? And Chantel says, "I haven't seen Ja in a long ass time." And lo and behold, they both show up, and it's Ja wearing some kind of African attire dashiki situation, and Winter, who apparently her hair is either grown or she's got some bomb ass clip-ins because her hair is now long. Like last we saw her, it was well above her shoulders. So either she got some miracle do grow or those are some bomb ass like extensions. And either way it goes, I love it. I honestly think, and this is no shade to Chantel, I think that Winter is beautiful. Like I think Chantel is beautiful too, but like Winter is equally beautiful in her own right too. So like every time I'm always checking to see what style she's got going on and what she's doing because I like the way she puts herself together. So here comes Shady Boots Karen, sipping her wine out of a straw, out of a wine glass, because she got a lot to say, but doesn't want to say it directly. And then as he's sitting there, River is just like, you know what? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. So the last time we was with you, it turns out that had a whole kid that you didn't tell my sister about. And then Ja is like, "Well, y'all didn't give me a chance to tell her." And we're all just shocked that that man would say that out of his mouth. You've been with this woman for 7 years. You had no intentions on telling her until it was like you were in too deep. And this is a godsend that they blew this up and said it to you, because even it's crazy to me that Ja and Ja doesn't have a stronger relationship with the family when he's been with Winter since she was for 7 years. So that I don't understand. I don't understand why he doesn't have a stronger relationship with them. Like why he hasn't taken the time to get to know them, or why Winter hasn't forced the fact of them getting to know each other. They have been together for a long time. In fact, most of her 20s, if not all. And so it's weird to me that he's like, you guys didn't give me an opportunity. I'm trying to make, figure out a way to get into your guys' good graces. Look at her hair here. So like, my question is it extensions? Look at this face. Look at her face. Look at how beautiful she is. Look at how her hair is being straightened. I just think that Ja is like some kind of like, not necessarily hotep, but I definitely think he's all about like Black power, Black liberation, as well as like subjugating of Black women. Like that all kind of comes together. And even like he makes an announcement later on in the season that he doesn't eat shellfish because they're bottom feeders. And I'm like, you're just regurgitating. Like we all like, yeah, I grew up not eating pork, not eating catfish, or all that, all those things too, because it's kind of the Nation of Islam thing. My parents were Nation of Islam for a little bit before I was born. And so some of the things my dad really liked, and he was like, okay, I'm not gonna eat catfish, we're not gonna eat hog, we're not gonna eat like animals that just eat anything, because of whatever. But it's also in the Bible to a certain extent too. So my thing is like, why didn't Ja just say, it's in the Bible? Jewish people don't eat shellfish. because of whatever. I don't know what it is. Like, and they don't eat pork because I don't know why, but it's in the Bible, right? So just say that because the family's really trying to come for him as though he's like bringing on some like, oh, is this what it is? He gave off black Israelite vibes at the dinner. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's there's something going on that it's like an alternative, like black power type religious situation going on, which is fine. It happens to a lot of people. It happens to a lot of black people who are looking for something other than, the white man's Jesus. So I get it, but I just am feeling again like Miss Karen and the ilk are going to be very much like, oh, that's different than us and therefore wrong and bad. And that's what bothers me is that they can't just take in information. It's like, it's got to be something nefarious and bad because it's not something that they like. Oh, I definitely think she can do better than him, but like them forcing and making comments the way they do is not the way to go about it. She's obviously searching for something as well. And that's why I say like she's searching for something, which is why she got caught up with him. Because if her familiar foundation was as strong as we are led to believe it is or should be, then this wouldn't be the case. The same thing with Chantel. Chantel wouldn't have lied to her family that she was married to Pedro if if there wasn't something in the family that would have made everybody pause and judge. Like all of the kids hide their significant others to a certain extent because there's something with the family. Jessica with the K, I agree with you. To me, the kid is the most important thing. It's like the craziest thing. Okay, I'm taking too long on this episode because we still got a whole other episode to talk about. So anyways, this is oh, his name is Thomas, girl. Whoo, girl, didn't know what this man's name was. So this is a scene where Thomas actually says something and then we're just kind of like, okay, girl, it's fine, it's whatever. So they confront Ja. Ja keeps insisting that he was going to tell her and that they were sneaky and went behind the back and like that they were sneaky and went behind his back and told her and didn't give him an opportunity, and we all know that's a lie. That's a lie. Where do you think Winter's insecurities are from, Karen? Yeah, I do. Like, I just think that I don't know, like there were cheerleaders. Like Karen is like a PTA mom, and I'm sure she was like trying to get her kids and all kinds of stuff to get them out there. And I think I would not be surprised if Karen at some point put Winter on several diets as a kid, and made her feel bad for being overweight. I wouldn't be surprised if that was something that kind of happened. And here's the truth. I'm not saying that Karen is wrong for that, because what do you do when you are in a society where being over a certain weight is seen as bad or slovenly or wrong or lazy? What do you do when that's just the natural biology, right? Because I mean, I know they're in Texas and so they probably eat food that isn't the best for you. But I mean, Chantel is thin, right? And in childhood pictures, she looks like she was thin. And so you're feeding your kids the same thing, and one of them, they just, their weight is something that is never controllable or whatnot. And so I would not be surprised if Karen did stuff unknowingly, and I'm not saying it's on purpose, just unknowingly to her kids or to her daughters, especially putting them in certain types of like, I always think that like I always think ballet. Like I want to put my girls in dance, my kids in dance. I would love to put them in dance. But part of me also worries that they're gonna hear negative things about their bodies that I can't stop or control because I put them in an environment to learn a skill that I think is so cool, but it also comes with people having eating disorders and people's bodies being scrutinized, and they're wearing skin tight clothing, especially if you're in ballet and stuff like that. Like, so it's just like stuff like that. So even being a cheerleader, right? Um, that is still something where it's like women are heavily scrutinized, like pageant world heavily scrutinized, like anything where you're putting your children on the front and their bodies are going to be critiqued, and more so than their minds, or, their bodies or their face, like you're setting them up for some kind of disaster. Um, yeah, I would agree. It's very easy, like very easy for women to succumb to only feeling good about themselves when they have a man telling them that they're good. So, like, that's what I think. And I don't think it was malicious either. So let me say that. I'm not saying Ms. Karen like is out there just making her kids feel shitty. Like I just think that it was kind of probably what she put them in, the extracurricular activities. Okay, so let's move on to the next segment. We're about 50 minutes in so that I can mark it in the video. Okay, great. So next episode, you guys, I don't have any, I have the pictures, but it's gonna take me forever to upload them. So I'm just gonna look at them um, from here so that I can make sure I'm going in order of what happened in that episode. So we left that episode with them sitting around the fire outside of the parents' house talking to Ja and telling him basically like you didn't have to do what you did, but you still did it anyway. And so we don't know if we're going to trust you. And then the very last thing that Thomas added to that conversation was, well, I don't know, but I just want to let you guys know that the beef burgers and the bison burgers are ready to eat. Literally, that's the last segment. That's the last minute. Is him, this man sitting down after everyone's having a heavy conversation about Lioness Ja. And he's like, food's ready. I said, come on, Thomas. Come on, Thomas. Oh, that's so crazy. So, Cheryl, welcome to the room. Hello, I've never seen your name before. Hello, nice to meet you. And Clementine is here. Woo! Hi, Clementine. I hope you and the family are well. Adriana, hello, hello, hello. Okay, so let's get my pictures together. All right, so the first segment or first scene of the next episode is them going house hunting. Well, actually, first it's Pedro in a store buying food because he wants to eat mofongo. And it's a cheat day for him. So he's like in the like carniceria getting like some plátanos and like buying a pot. And like then he calls his mother to ffigure out what else is in mofongo. And the mother's like, I think it's this. And she's like, well, I might as well ask Google. And so it turns out that she wants to also talk to him about what's happening with her and Nicole, because her and Nicole are not in a good place right now, uh because of her going to New York to be with Alejandro and just being with Alejandro in general. Like she hates Alejandro. I think she must see something in Alejandro that she saw in the man who got her with two children and then didn't help her take care of them. Girl, that's a whole psychological thing on its own, because I feel like Pedro 100% is never going to leave his mother and his sister because of how his father left them. That is the truth. So Chantel's going to be fighting with Pedro and his family for the rest of her life because she simply doesn't understand like what it's like for him being the only male child and having been abandoned by the father and having the mother not eat some days and only feed them because she couldn't, or not being able to pay their rent. So like, and he even says in one of the confessionals that he doesn't think the relationship with his family is going to get any better with her family because Chantel is that bridge, and right now she's not closing the gap, not at all. And so then the mother tells him that Nicole wants to get a boob job. And Pedro's like, oh, it's cool. She could do whatever she wants to do. But I want to talk to the Alejandro guy because I think he's a scammer. And the mother's like, yeah, you should just go bop him in his stupid tall hair. I hate that guy. And so Pedro's just like, okay. And then the next segment we have is Pedro playing with Chantel's boobs. So Pedro is like, Binky doesn't have fake boobs. This is all real. And I'm like, I was on the Chantel has fake boobs train my entire time. Like I was 100% like those titties are fake. And Miss Karen paid for them because they wanted Chantel to be X, Y, and Z, but apparently they're real. And shut my mouth. Shut my mouth. There's a whole moment where this man is just ogling and touching his wife's boobs on public television. I said to myself, "Huh, okay, okay, this is what we're doing in our year of the 2021." Okay. And then after that, we have a scene with Miss Karen in cowboy boots and fatigues, walking her dog. They have a new dog. Her name is what is it? Sushi. Oh, what's this dog's name? It's two names. Oh, Ginger Spice Yagasaki. Ginger Spice, and then some Japanese name. It's a Japanese style dog. And so she named the dog Ginger Spice Yagasaki? Yoshima. Ginger Spice Yoshima. Which now that I'm seeing the word, I'm like, oh my god, Yoshima Nagasaki. Like, did the Miss Karen name that dog after one of the towns that we dropped the A bomb on and just devastated the Japanese people? I wish she would have named the dog Ginger Spice Tokyo. We don't think Sierra would have lied about a boob job. Oh, so funny. Oh, that's Hiroshima. Okay, great. Great. Okay. So, anyways, so that's what she named the dog. And then we have a scene where River comes out and he's like, yeah, I still live at home with my roommates that happen to be my biological parents. And I'm like, River, you're only 23, girl. Like, just you're fine. Also, he's like, yeah, I dropped out of school because of COVID and stuff like that. And I was like, what a luxury, just drop out of school. My parents would have fought every single one of us if we just lived in the house, not in school. Like, you could, if you don't want to go to college, that's fine, but you can't live here, is what the word was. So I'm just always like, oh, okay. And then the mother's like, well, we want you to do better than what we did. And I'm like, so you want to let him pursue a career in music? No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean, if you really do believe in your son's talent, which they obviously do. I saw him briefly on Bears All, and it wasn't good enough for me to continue watching it. So I don't know if it actually sounded good, but I do know it sounded better than Stacy and Darcy's episode. So anyways, next, so he's talking about, yeah, living at home. He's out on the lawn with his mother. And the mother's like, so what's going on in your life? And he's like, none of your business. And she's like, again, I'm like, this is real rude. Like, y'all, why can't you just say I'm not comfortable having this line of conversation with you? Why you gotta tell your mama on national TV none of your business? Okay. So he's like, I see what happens with my sister and my brother and their relationships and my parents. So I'm choosing not to disclose that. And I'm like, exactly. You see what's going on, yet you're part of the problem too. It's weird. So he's then like, Karen's like, oh, so you've been in the room. I hear you in there giggling. And what did she say? Giggling and talking softly. And he's like, ain't nobody in the room giggling. I said, okay, mincing words here. You don't like the word giggle. Is it not masculine enough for you, River? So we said, he's like, I'm just, seeing somebody and I just don't want my parents to know about it. And I'm like, here, let's get these good pictures of these parents because listen, not the parents, but of this girl, because this grown woman, okay, she is a grown 45-year-old woman with 3 kids. I mean, I don't know this to be true, but I'm just like making it up. Like, this person is old and he's like, "Oh, she makes me so happy. She's the highlight of my life, blah blah blah." And I was just like, "Oh god, River. Okay. Okay, River." I'm interested in seeing how old she is. And not to say that it would be anything bad if she was like 28 cuz like she might be, but she just looks significantly older than River. Isn't this such a flattering picture of River? Aren't you just like, "Oh, he's so handsome." So then we have a scene where Nicole is getting ready to go into the surgery. And so, wait, what is this picture of? Oh, this is a picture of them too. Hold on. Does my face not say it all? Um, so Lydia and Nicole are still kind of in a fight about Alejandro. And it's awkward between the two of them, but I'm just like, you know what? Like, whatever. So Nicole goes to get her surgery and she's like a little loopy in the operating room after they give her the medication. Here's the truth. I'm really actually very happy for Lydia and Nicole, the fact that they have their own storyline in an American reality TV show. Like, this is the best thing that could have happened to them. And I hope that they're getting paid well for it. I'm really happy for anybody who is not in the US who are on an American show, especially a show that can, bring you money. And if they all have a cameo and they're doing well, then I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. So there's that. Ooh, Vicky Val Rivergard tasted that cougar coochie, and his mama won't like it. Oh, then none of them are gonna like it when they meet her. They are not going to like it at all, and I can't wait for that to be seen on TV. Okay, so then she goes into surgery, and then these two go looking for a house, and they are with the cutest real estate agent. Look at her. Look at her. She knew she was going to be on TV. Come on. Come on, ruffle overalls. I'm here for it. So she's their realtor and she shows them a house. And Pedro and Chantel, Pedro loves the house because he's thinking about the construction he can do in the basement, that it could be basically apartments for his sister and his mother, as well as like a man cave for him. Oh, look how cute she is. And Chantel is like, we're not going to be able to afford that. So go on ahead and put your eyeballs back into your head, and your sister and your mother can't come. Chantel's like, in my mind, like, I don't understand why they have to come here. Why can't they go to New York and just live there? Like, why would they have to come to the US and stay with me and Pedro? And I'm just like, Chantel, girl, like, just be nicer than people. Like, I just get so weird to me when people are like rude to their in laws. I mean, I get why, but I'm just like, ugh, so annoying. So then Nicole gets home from surgery and she is a little loopy, but she ends up calling Alejandro and they end up arguing. And she's telling Alejandro that she's hurting. And he's like, well, you shouldn't have got this done. And she's like, but I'm telling you that I'm in pain. I'm your girlfriend. So it doesn't matter. Like, it's my body. I'll do what I want. Alejandro, I'm in pain. And he's like, well, nobody told you to do this. I don't want you. I don't like fake bodies. I don't want a plastic girl. I don't want a girl with silicone. And she's like, are you going to break up with me? And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, whatever then. And she hangs up on him, as she should, because he's an idiot. He's an idiot. And she's like, he makes it seem as though me getting a boob job is me cheating on him. And it's not the case at all. So, like, I don't understand. Like, I'm over him too. I can't wait till him and Pedro get into a fight in New York, in Nueva York. So then we find out that Pedro's going to go to New York because he needs to get his passport renewed because there's not an embassy for the DR in Atlanta or the South probably. So he goes to New York, but he's also going to talk to Alejandro, and then he's also going to see his cousin, his from his father's side of the family. Chantel has some questions about that, but she's awkward and doesn't know how to like support her husband in this moment when he's like really frustrated about the fact that he's gonna have to go over there and get to know these people and people who aren't his family, because I think he just feels a vendetta for the entire family. Like, he just feels some kind of way from that entire side of the family because he wants to know if they knew about him and his siblings, or knew about him and his sister and his mother, and I guess why the family never reached out to help out or do anything and just kind of left them out in the wind. And like, part of me is like, if Lydia had no idea that this man had a whole other family and she was 100% duped, like, my heart goes out to her. But if at any point there was a red flag, I'm like, you know what? She was probably really young and, didn't think that it would end up the way it did. But I'm glad that she was able to like persevere and get through it, because her kids are good for having, only been around her. But I don't know. I'm like, did she know? Did she know? Did she know? Or was she really just like completely blindsided? He doesn't want fake boobs, but he's been rocking a full Beijing beard and eyebrows. Oh god. Whoo! She should break up with him then since he's unsure. Yeah, I would absolutely break up as well. Like he was just doing too much. Like it was just too much of a like I just felt like you're not even her husband. What's it going to be like if you're her husband? This machismo masculinity thing, and I've run into this with Latino men as well. And not just like white Latinos like Alejandro, like any man from Central America, any man, like every Latino man or any man from a certain like community, like they be like that sometimes. I mean, and it's just like, but it's very specific to like this specific kind of machismo of like, I'm not doing shit for you. I'm not paying your bills. I'm not even taking care of my own shit. However, I'm really invested on how you look and carry yourself. And so I need to control how you look, how you see yourself, how you cater to me, how you carry, like how you behave. It's like this, it's kind of like Steven with a V, where it's like, I can go on ahead and make mistakes and make out and skiddly poop with a bunch of different women, and I'm just learning a lesson because I'm a man. But you're a pure flower, so you should stay a pure flower. And if at any point you are not a pure flower, then you're like your value goes down or your value is affected in somehow. And I have the right to be like, I don't want that person because they're not pure, but I don't have to be pure as a man. And that's what I don't like. I just don't like that idea of like you clocking and judging me for stuff and you don't really even have too much nothing yourself. Like he's still married to whomever he married in order to get his citizenship. Like, does he have his own place? Like, what is he doing? Alejandro's a whole scam and a whole fool. Um, it's just it's annoying. So where am I in the segment? Oh yeah, so they're driving, and it's a tense conversation between Chantel and Pedro, and then I believe that their next segment. Hold on, looking at pictures so I can see where we are in the storyline. Um, oh, that's it. That's all I have for that episode. Yeah, that's all I have. I don't know exactly what happened at the very last second, but oh, Shanti, thank you so much for the super chat. I mean, for the Venmo. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you're still in the room, sorry, it was 21 minutes ago. I just saw it. Vicky Bell says that's why I encourage all women to healthily find your own identity, money, and happiness outside of your relationships. Don't base your well being on a man because they can leave you in seconds. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, so that is it, you guys. Thank you so much. I mean, we were in here for such a long time, but I appreciate you guys rocking with me, and I appreciate everybody being so active. This is one of the most active timelines, or like, you know, chats that I've had in a long time. So I thank you guys for showing up and showing out for me. Thank you to my moderators for, moderating. Nobody crazy is coming to the room, but all of the regulars are here and even some people that I didn't know. So also shout out to Sass. Sass, thank you for being here with us today. We appreciate it. You guys going ahead and check out Sass's videos. Again, different perspective than me, but still very interesting and fun. And she's like, okay. Anyways, and she's got a cute little twang. What does she call? Wait, Sass, what do you call? I was watching one of your videos. You call somebody, what do you call? You have a nickname for everybody, but there was one nickname that I had me like dying. It was Love After Lockup. Was it Amber or Puppy? Girl, I don't know. Good night, Lily. Good night, Marianne. I'm so glad you guys caught it. Thanks, Sass. But anyways, go on ahead and check her out, you guys. And I think that's Latino Heat. That's what it was. I mean, Sass 100% calls Marcelino, Latino heat. Like I at first I was like listening and I was like, what is she calling him? She's like, so then Latino Heat got up and he could get with Brittany. And then stone faced Sammy. I said, this woman is I listen, I want to talk about Sammy's face too. But part of me gets so worried that like as soon as I talk about somebody's face, something gonna happen to my face and then I'm gonna feel real bad. She has a nickname for everybody. She calls Marcelino Latino Heat, and it is hilarious. Whew. All right. Go on ahead and check her out, you guys, and sub if you like. I've subbed a lot of people, so I'm about to be checking out a lot of people's channels. All right, you guys, so that's the end of this video. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. As always, don't forget to share this video on any social media platform that you deem fit. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs it up before you leave. Thumbs it up, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, you guys have a fantastic week. I will see you either on Wednesday or Saturday. Not sure what this is going to bring, but I brought my lights so I can video at any time of the day. Okay. You guys have a fantastic week. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Oh, Jesse Lee, you were here. Hello. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams.